Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be replacing the battery of my phone, my S10e, since I've had since about 2019. I ordered a battery and all the necessary stuff from AliExpress. The battery came with the glue strips, which is nice. It is kind of the cheapest battery I found. Also comes with these tools that will be useful, as well as the battery itself. Comes with a sticker which says warranty void if removed. There is probably the manufacturing date under it, and I assume the battery is pretty old. So currently my phone gets around 4 hours of screen on time and is at about 70% battery health, which is not great. So here's our phone. You're gonna shut it off, make sure it is turned off fully. And with these pry tools right here, we're gonna try to open up the phone. Since my phone is pretty old and went through many overheating and cooling down cycles, the glue is pretty worn down and I can literally open the phone with my fingernails. But what you would want to do is heat up the sides with a hairdryer or a heat gun, and then with a pry tool go around the sides and pull up with a suction cup until it releases. Now you can see along the edges of the phone there's a bunch of dried up glue. So I'm gonna take this plastic tool or like a toothpick and just start scraping away. You can also soften the glue with some alcohol. I'm just taking a Q-tip and putting a generous amount of alcohol on the glue that I'm removing, and you're just gonna scrape away. This is gonna take a long time, so yeah, good luck with that. Here is a speed up of removing the glue. You want to make sure it's all gone to get a good seal once you put the phone back together. You can see here, this is what you want to get. You can see there's a bit more glue, so I'm going to go back and remove it right now. And yeah, there was also some glue seeped into the screws, so you also want to remove that, since the phone overheated so much it's kind of like leaked everywhere. Now onto the back glass, you can see the camera glass kind of fell off. I don't have any glue to like stick it back on, so I'm just gonna keep it like that and put it back, and hopefully it stays there. So it's not going to be 100% waterproof, but that's fine. Now then, it's time to remove the screws. And also for the back glass, using a microfiber cloth and some alcohol, you can just rub the sides to remove any residue. So removing the screws that are highlighted in red, you're going to put them aside. I'm using a small screwdriver. The one that came with the battery kit was a bit too small, so I just used my own. And you're gonna put them aside in a box or somewhere safe. Thankfully they are all the same length, so you don't have to worry about what screw goes where. However, it is best practice to put each screw in the hole that it came out of. Now then, with a hairdryer or a heat gun, you're gonna heat up this small flap here that holds the wireless charger and antennas, and you're gonna take a pry tool and just pry it down slowly, just like that, and it should come off pretty easily. So you just pull it out and put it aside. So we have finally revealed the battery, and the first thing you want to do is disconnect the battery connector. I'm just using my fingernail. You can use a small pry tool, but I found my finger to be easier to use. You want to make sure to remove the cable from this side, so the other side has some soldered parts which you don't want to fling off. You can see the battery is not inflated, which is good. If it is inflated, you should take a bit more care when removing the battery. Now, you can use a hairdryer, you can use a heat gun, but be gentle on the heat. You do want it to get hot, but like don't melt the phone. And on the side of the screen, you're gonna melt around the edges of the battery to help heat up the glue. Now, with a Q-tip or a syringe, I'm gonna take some alcohol and try to get it into the sides of the battery and kind of like tilt it so it goes under the battery and seeps through to help remove the glue. Then with this tool, I'm gonna pry up. This is like the wide plastic tool, and with the help of the suction cup, you can stick it and pull up and hopefully release the battery. So this is going to take a while, a lot of pulling and easing the battery out. I had to go in from the top since the bottom kind of got too bent for comfort. I kind of like destroyed the battery, but in all cases, you should not reuse batteries after you remove them from your phone. Now I'm going to remove the glue from under the battery that is still stuck to the inside of the phone. And the rectangular black area right here is the back of the screen, so make sure not to hit that or scratch that. After removing that glue, I'm going to put in the battery and just plug it in to test it before gluing it back in to see if it actually works. And you can see the phone turns on, so that's great. I'm just going to wait for the phone to fully turn on and then shut it back off. So we're going to power it off before unplugging the battery, which I'm doing right now. And then we can get started with putting on the glue strips. So you can see these glue strips are made for iPhones, so we can't really use them as is. So I'm going to cut them in half so that they fit on the metal edges of the battery hole. So I'm going to remove this, and I did it wrong the first time. You're supposed to remove the blue protective cover instead of the pink. So I kind of failed with this first one. You can see there's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of ripples in the glue. So yeah, remove the blue part first, and also make sure to cut all the strips separately before removing the blue plastic. At least if you have glue strips like this. If you have like an adhesive roll made for phones, you can just use that. So I'm gonna put on the glue strips on the sides and then at the top and the bottom, and cut off any excess with some scissors, making sure not to scratch the inside of the phone. So here's the top, and just remove this black plastic. And there we go. We have the glue applied. I guess it's kind of like double-sided tape. So now we're gonna put on the battery into the phone. You can't really see what I'm doing here, but you want to like center it and make sure it's kind of aligned and not too close to any of the sides or the top. Then you're gonna kind of press a bit without like pressing too hard to damage the battery. And I'm just gonna put in the connector. Now, I'm gonna put on back the wireless charging and antenna cover. And you can see it's not really fitting in since the cable is kind of still rounded and pointing up. So I'm just gonna flatten the cable a bit, and it should go on pretty easily. Now I'm gonna screw it back in. You could also like heat the glue of the wireless charger on the side and like stick it back down, or you could just like rub it down with your finger. So with all screws back in, our phone is almost ready. So here's our back glass. The camera glass is literally falling out and I don't have any more glue. So I'm just gonna put it in and hope it sticks. I also want to be careful not to have fingerprints on the inside of the camera lenses, camera glass. So I'm gonna turn on the phone one last time before turning it out, before putting on the back glass, just to make sure it actually works. Now, I have this pre-cut glue, which is heat activated, and I'm just gonna apply it on the back glass. You want to align the shapes with like the shape of the camera lens from the inside, and I'm just gonna remove any dust or fingerprints as best as I can with a microfiber cloth. So peel off one side of the glue strips, and I'm just gonna press it down onto the back glass, just like this. Make sure it's adhered well. Then we're gonna remove the plastic protection, and now we are going to apply it to the phone. remove any dust or residue on the edge. Last minute touches, you know. And starting with the top, we're gonna align it and press the whole thing down, making sure it's aligned. You can see here, it didn't really glue because it is heat activated glue, I believe. So I'm just gonna heat up all the sides and press down. And you can put like a book on top and weight down. Now I'm just putting it in my phone case. And there we go, we're done. There are some fingerprints on the case. But now I'm gonna go into the phone and enter that code. And then if you scroll down, you want to do battery stats reset, just to like reset the statistics of your battery. So just enter that code. It will be at the description in the phone app. Now, if you go into Accubattery, this is like 2 weeks after, you can see the battery health actually decreased to like 66 or 65 for some reason. It was like 70 before. So I suspect this battery was manufactured in like 2019 and it's not a new battery, but like that's kind of expected. So the battery time is around 5 hours now instead of 4 hours from before. But I suspect this is actually because of me not playing games on the phone anymore and changing how I use the phone. So would I recommend doing this for a phone this old from 2019? I would not recommend it unless your battery is severely degraded at like 50% or you have an inflated battery. So definitely batteries from AliExpress are not new, and any battery, as of that matter, would not be new unless the company that manufactures the phone actually produces it. Since batteries actually degrade over time in warehouses, you can't really get a 100% battery from anywhere unless it is newly produced. So if you guys would like me to make a tutorial on how to increase your phone battery life without replacing the battery, as in optimizations and reducing background stuff, if this video gets 50 likes, I will do that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.